Hey, we won 3-1, bro.
Bro, my man's got his chair turned round.
I'm so happy today. Welcome to AFTV News Daily.
What are you saying?
No, I'm good, Turkish. How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, you know.
Fam,
Good.
3-1. Yeah, man, I'm very happy. I can't lie. This I didn't actually expect it to be 3-1. We're gonna go back to the warm up, which we filmed in the week, and you predicted 3-1.
Come on, people call me negative. People say Turkish isn't an Arsenal fan. I predicted a 3-1 win. One man to the right of me laughed. The other man to the left of me said, if we win 3-1, he's going to get an open-top bus parade. I'm still waiting. It's been, what, 24 hours now?
Yeah, we haven't got the bus. The bus hasn't been sorted yet, but no, I did laugh. I'm gonna be honest because I just didn't see it coming. Not that I doubted our side. It was more the fact that we struggled to score goals in the past 2 games, or 3. Well, actually more than that. Sorry, past 3 games, and I was just like, where are the goals gonna come from? But boy, we dominated from start to finish.
Hello, Lee, mate.
Oh, Lee, is that?
Yeah, I'm live at the moment.
Tell him I said hello.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Brandy?
Come on, give it to him, Lee. No worries.
This is not staged. Lee is on the phone right now.
Quick question before you go. What do we think of Tottenham, Lee?
Turn up.
Nice. Come on. Lovely, love.
Big up, Lee. It's been a good day. I can't lie, I'm smiling from ear to ear. We've been trying to get hold of expressions. A lot, we've been trying to get hold of a few Spurs fans.
We caught Abby.
We caught Abby. We found her. So that missing notice has been pulled down. I haven't heard from Tobes.
Apparently he left the stadium, before half time. He was in a cab by the time the second half started. Looking forward to the Big 6 tonight.
The Big 6.
First time a man can have my chest out on my own show.
I can't wait to watch that.
I can't have my chest out.
I can't wait to watch that tonight, bro. Honestly, I watched the last week's one. It was comical. So it's probably it is the best football show. Big up you and the Big 6.
And since we're on the subject, I'll put my channel link there. 10 p.m. tonight, the Big 6. If you know, you know. If you don't know, get to know.
Yeah.
10 p.m. be there live. We always start a few minutes late. Big up Skullfuggery. He's got something cooking. So it's due to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one.
For the lovers always, people.
I'll be tuned in. I've just got a comment here. Make sure you guys get your comments in. We're going to go through the 5 things we learned after the North London derby. But I'm going to go through, there's a comment here that says, Tijaz, Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. And yes, they do. What a game. Let's start with number 1. Let's actually get into this. Like I said, guys, send your comments in. It's good spirits today. There's not really much... There's no negativity. I know when you lot were in the ground yesterday, I do want to kind of talk about the difference between you guys at the ground and how it was, how the atmosphere was, what it was like. I know you was there early. You saw me walking around the ground like an idiot, trying to get content for AFTV. So I'd like to know everything what it's like in the ground, and I'll give you everything what it's like.
Early.
Surprised me.
Just a quick one on the technician side. I believe my mic might be a bit too low and Cecil's too high. I don't know if that's...
Is that because of my volume?
Saying that. But listen, I was in the stadium early. It was my first game of the season. And it's my first game of this season, so it means it's my first game since March 2020.
Okay, again, explain that for the people that are watching, because obviously you've got a season ticket, you renewed it, but this is the first game you've gone to, and a lot of people probably say it's confusing because why are you not going to watch the games? But tell them, bro.
Listen, in terms of renewal, I can't really say why I renewed, because as soon as I renewed, I kind of regretted it. And when the season started, having seen our transfer window and then having seen the lack of those new options in the starting 11, I thought to myself, after consecutive 8th place finishes, I would have thought, done more in the summer. And it doesn't necessarily mean spend more, it means do more. Yeah. But it wasn't to be. Went into the season, it is what it is. And I always said at the international break, if we beat Burnley, if we beat Norwich, I feel like I'll naturally want to go to the game. But the Tottenham game in isolation is always massive. The Tottenham game means something, whether, we're below them, above them, whatever situation we're in, the Tottenham game means something. And for me, it was the best game I could start the season with.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if I should go to any more, because if I go to any more and it goes pear-shaped...
You'll be screaming, fuck this, I'm not coming back.
Square one.
No, I'm jealous. Everyone I spoke to yesterday... Obviously, if you guys watched the watch along, I was here hosting Matchday Live, did the fan cams here, but then I head down to the ground, and everyone said, honestly, the atmosphere was electric. Like, it was mental. Yeah. It hasn't felt like that in a long time. Even Alexis, a guy that I fan cammed with, he said, same with me. I went there on Wednesday to watch the AFC Wimbledon game, and he said it was completely different. Yes, we won 3-0 there, but it was completely different to what he saw at North London Derby. Energy was completely different. They were singing throughout the whole game. And for me, there was patches in the game yesterday that maybe in the second half that you'd think if it was a different game, it would have went flat, but apparently throughout the whole 90 minutes, they were singing, the fans were.
I've heard good things about the atmosphere. Obviously, the first, 5 games of the season, I've heard good things.
Oh, there will be away. I'm going to be honest. I've been to a lot of the away games.
Robbie, Judges, Pips, you've all told me about how the atmosphere has been, both home and away. You know, away is a given. You know, our away fans
it's nuts.
Supportive, you know, stand for 90, sing for 90, full stop. But home games tend to be a bit iffy. I feel like this season, the home crowd have gone in with a fully fledged support.
Okay. Yeah. We're just gonna sort out the technical sound issues, guys. So apologies for that. We're just gonna cut to something, but we'll be back. So please stay tuned. All right, you speak. I'm gonna.
And we're back. Are we back?
We're back. The Don's
Let me know if you can hear me, people. Let me know if the mic situation is sorted. I'm gonna look at the comments now. Relying on you guys. We're relying on you guys. Third time lucky. Working. Yes. Back.
We're
proper.
Back.
Come on.
Here we go. Back again. In the words of truth. Listen. Let me just quickly say.
We're in.
I just buttoned the Don. Don't sack me. We was going back live, so apologies I didn't answer your call. I know. So forgive me, but we're back. Yes, people. I mean, we're back. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, the super chat, because he said he didn't hear my thoughts on it. Okay, so Gabriel underrated. Listen, I feel like Gabriel hasn't had enough time in the league, and we haven't achieved as a club yet. For other fans to take notice of Gabriel. I assume by underrated you mean outside of the Arsenal fan base. Now, us Arsenal fans, we've seen a lot of Gabriel because we watch us week in, week out, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, whatever it is.
That's true.
Opposition fans are not watching Arsenal as much.
As closely as we are,
a couple times, you know, until Arsenal start doing what we should be doing as a club.
The players will get their
flowers.
Now,
you know, if we finish. Look, this season, I think top 6 is out of our, you know, we can't get top 6. But if we was... Still, I'm not even going to debate that. I'm not going to debate it. I still don't think it's there, but we'll see. But
so after what you saw yesterday, I know you're not debating.
90 minutes ain't changing my... Don't make me turn negative on the show.
No, go on.
I'm being positive. But on Gabriel, what I'm saying is, if and when Arsenal start achieving top 6, top 4 again, and we move up, if we move up, players like Gabriel will get flowers.
Cool. That's easy said and done. We're going back just quickly. We're going to go through the 5 things we learned from the North London Derby. But just quickly, again, I just want to touch on just how amazing everything was yesterday. I don't know where you guys watched it from. I'd love to know. But just everything that came together. Like you said, the vibe in the stadium, us battering them 3-1, our captain coming back and being amazing, Daniel Ek, Pierre-Emerick being in the stadium whilst this is happening. Aubameyang's celebration, the fan cams being back, the support from the people outside the grounds after, troops doing back again, Obama blood clot Yang, like everything. The players after the game leaving with their cars and stopping and speaking to the fans, like everything just came together yesterday. And I just want to get out. I felt beaming with just joy and pride about Arsenal Football Club. It was just such a great day.
It was a great day yesterday.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
And hopefully it's a day we can build off of.
Yes,
We've had
that's
great
what's
days
key.
in the past few years that we haven't built off of. Now this one in particular is a great day, and it comes in line with a fresh team.
True.
Most of the personnel in that team, like I've said the last few weeks, I can't blame for our decline or mistakes in the past few years, even though Xhaka started yesterday. I give credit for Xhaka yesterday because he played a very good game.
Very good game.
That crucial second goal, Ramsdale nearly put Xhaka in it. And by nearly put him in it, he could have lost that ball and it could have been 1-1. Instead, he used his, I guess experience, he used his shoulder, he turned well, he passed it out
and
wide and
attack.
started, the attack to get us the second goal. So I'll give Xhaka credit there.
Yeah.
Now, we need to build on this as a team, as a manager, as a performance. As much as it was a great day yesterday, I don't forget about it tomorrow, but I'm looking forward already. I'm more focused on Brighton away than I am on Tottenham yesterday.
Yeah.
Because essentially we've got the 3 points. Now we move.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fall into this trap of when I was growing up, Tottenham fans would always talk about us because that's all they had to talk about.
Right.
Now I'm not going to sit here finishing below Tottenham for the past few years and be one of them
always talking about Tottenham.
Yeah. I don't care about Tottenham. You know, I care on the day. It's a great day. You move. And we keep it moving. We're Arsenal.
Yeah, we've got to progress. We've got to start going up the table. Now, you speak about there being Arteta squad. You spoke about new squad. You want to see better things. So we're going to go on to the first thing we learned from the North London derby, and that is Arteta has a solid 11. Now, this was quite a big one because there's times we've done ice bath and there's times I've said like Arteta doesn't know his strongest 11. Many other people have said that.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the warm-up that me and Turkish and James filmed in the weekend. We all picked an 11. We all had the same back five. I don't know what was different between yours and James's. I know that the only person I got wrong was Xhaka being in the side. I put Lokonga there instead of Xhaka, but everything else was spot on for the team. And that's the first time, by the way, really that I've been kind of close to the 11. Arteta always does something wild when we do our 11s. No one really has the same, but that one we kind of had a consistent team, definitely a consistent back five, which Arteta went with. And if for my 11 I only got one wrong, I don't know how many yours was compared to.
Lokonga and Pepe.
Oh, you had Pepe and yeah.
I did say Emile Smith-Rowe starting, it would make sense as well because he cuts in and you know he caused Tottenham problems last year. Right.
So let's talk about the 11 then, because it's something I learned. I thought that potentially, for me, those players keep their shirt. They do. They keep their shirt. I don't really know who, unless obviously due to injury, another player comes out or a player swaps in and out. I think they keep their shirt. I think we see that team next week against Brighton. I don't know if you are really happy with the 11. Do you think that is
have to keep
a
them.
Strong? Yeah.
We ain't got Europe this week. You know, a lot of other teams do have Europe. We ain't got Europe this week, so I expect to see the exact 11 we saw against Tottenham against Brighton.
Yeah, and then on top of that, sorry to cut you there. On top of that, there's an international break after, so there's no excuse for him not to really pick a different. It wouldn't make sense. Again, Arteta sometimes does some funky stuff, but I feel like there's no excuse for him to pick a different 11 because, like you said, I just said there's an international break after. Why would he not? Why would he not? That team wins the game for me. If we play like we played against Tottenham, and every game now we should be going in it as if it is a derby, because I loved every second about that game yesterday. I haven't seen Arsenal play like that in a while. Maybe in the cup games, the opposition is nothing
West
compared to
Brom, Wimbledon.
Right, you can't compare them. So, but I saw a style of play in those games yesterday. I saw a style of play, and I think that is what we need to see going forward. I think that's a strong 11. I'm happy that's what I learned from yesterday. Happy with that as well, yeah?
Yeah, come on. Listen, that's been, even in the Burnley and Norwich games, even though there was 1-0 wins and, you know, it wasn't a great performance in either game.
No, it wasn't.
I like the lineup. I like that. I looked at the lineup and I'm going to say it again. They're not tainted by mistakes of the past few years. And that was very refreshing. At the bare minimum, that was fresh. Now, obviously, Xhaka come back in, and like I said, I praised Xhaka for yesterday. And if you asked me, would I keep the same lineup next week? I would, because at the end of the day, we need consistency now. We need to start knowing. It's not about figuring it out. We need to start knowing.
Right.
Now, if he puts Lokonga in for Xhaka, would I be upset? No. No, I wouldn't.
Would you be surprised if he does that against Brighton?
100%. He needs to. I'll be surprised if he changes anything from this performance because, listen, he needed this game. He needed this sort of performance, and I guess he needed it against a team like Tottenham. And now we've had it. He needs to put some faith in it.
Yeah.
And that's not to say I don't see Lokonga playing a big part, Pepe playing a big part. I do, amongst other players too. But like Martinelli's another one.
Yeah.
But I think until you find your consistent 11 and you bring consistent performances, you know, you shouldn't start chopping and changing when in reality you need to find that base level of performance first. And then when you do chop and change, that base level of performance is still there.
Yeah, it's what you work off.
It's not causing a madness when they come in and out. You know, the great teams above us, like Man City's and Liverpool's, for example, as well as other teams with Chelsea now, they've got squads. They're not, you know, too worried about if that player starts or
they
that
can
player
just swap in,
they're
swap
confident.
Out. Yeah, and they know their style of play. They know what they expect. They know Chelsea know they've got Lukaku up there. They know how to play, how to use him, work off him. Again, Liverpool as well. They know how to basically count on teams and use Salah and make sure they get up to him quickly. So you're right in what you say there. We need a consistent side going forward, and that counts with Xhaka being a squad. What did you just giggle with?
M said it never feels like these two enjoy each other's company. They're very different. Cecil is always very positive. Turkish is always quite negative. How did you know I don't like this guy? How the hell did you know that?
For fuck's sake, I was just about to say, me and Turkish are real boys off camera, you know? And the man just said, how do you know I don't like this guy? I was about to say, bro, do you know how much me and Turkish kick it behind off camera?
It's mad. Nah, Cecil's my guy, man. I hope it doesn't come across like that, because a lot of people say best duo as well.
Yeah,
so,
man, what's going on, mate? You have no idea, bro. This is my bro, for real. That's so, that comment's mad. That's crazy. All right, cool. Let's move into number 2. The second thing we learned was our right back conundrum is solved. I know you want to talk about this a bit. Obviously, we've had right backs in the past, but this one did take me by surprise of how fast he just came in and hit the ground running. I'm trying to think, did I criticise before he came? I don't think I did. I think I didn't know much about Tomiyasu, that's all it was. So I never really criticised it. I said, listen, I don't know much about him. I want to see what he is.
It felt like a weird one because of the hype around it. Like, is he a right back? Is he right wing back? Is he left centre back? Is he right centre back? Then you had that twat from Sky.
I was just about to say that.
And I was going to pick my words wisely, but it's a twat from Sky going to say, you know, he was touted to all clubs, and you know,
what position does he?
Isn't a right
he doesn't
back,
play right back.
You know, that's been proven to be nonsense. And a lot of that hype came off the back of that. Now none of us knew much about him.
No, but I rate you for when that guy said that. You straight away called out when we did a show, and you were like, listen, people take your word as gospel, really, on Big Sky, like you're a big platform. I don't respect you saying that when you don't know anything. And now he's playing in right back, and Tomiyasu has been one of our greatest signings so far. So it's just like it frustrated me, and I think Tomiyasu, he didn't really react to it at all. But if I was a player, I would have made it known, like, yeah, this is why I play. I would have said it at some point in an interview or in a celebration, because it's just that frustrated me as well, and I'm glad you picked up on it. Just saying it then, and when he first said it as well. Big up Tomiyasu as well. He's got a song as well. We got Tomiyasu. We got Tomiyasu. But no, he's class. He's been class. Wins headers.
100%.
Had Son in his pocket.
Might still have him. It's only been 24 hours. I don't know if he's giving him back yet, but.
And we spoke about it was going to be a key battle, Turkish, and you said you'll be looking out for it, and it really was. And Tomiyasu came out on top. I was so happy with his performance.
Like, even though we're saying it's solved, I say it's solved for this season.
Yeah.
That's because I'm tired of judging players of 5 or 10 games or a little spurt. You know, we need to start looking at seasons now as Arsenal fans. We need to start looking at a 30, 35 game output from players.
Yeah.
You know, so Tomiyasu this season, I want him to be right back in all of our games.
Right.
All of our games.
Right.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we have no Europe. We have breaks in between domestic cups and the league. I want to see him in every game. And then we'll know for next season whether he is the one and we buy a backup, or whether we might need some competition there. And the same goes for other positions. But for me this season, there is no talk. Right back, Tomiyasu, I need to see him. Full 38 game season.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to number 3. The third thing that we learnt was Thomas Partey is essential to our club's success this season. And we're talking about obviously in the midfield, because I brought up Thomas Partey because a lot of people said, for me, when we don't have him in the side, we miss him a lot. There's an argument that people say that about Xhaka, but I think Thomas Partey is definitely the guy that when he's not in the squad, we look weaker. And I wanted to speak about it as well, because when I was asking everyone who's their man of the match, no one gave the same person.
Yeah, that's good.
So that is good. On Sky gave Emile Smith-Rowe. Arsenal and the fans gave Tomiyasu. We spoke with who did you give? Who would you have said? Odegaard. Me and Robbie kind of said Saka. We said Saka, and then I think James had someone else. I think James had Emile Smith. No, he had. Yeah, Partey. So everyone had different man of the match. I'd love to hear from you guys and who your man of the match was for yesterday's North London derby. But I think when people say without Partey, we just look weaker. We don't look as strong. And he was key yesterday in the performance. And we've been waiting for it. We really have been waiting for it due to his injuries. We haven't seen Partey dominate the midfield. We saw it against Man United last season in November. But after that, we didn't really see.
Thomas Partey is our best player. We just haven't seen it yet.
It's a big statement, you know.
Because I've been a fan of Simeone and Atletico for a while, and I wanted Simeone over at Arsenal.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of them over there because you know, for him to win the league with a Messi Barca and a Ronaldo Real Madrid, for him to get to 2 Champions League finals on you know, listen, it's not that he spent nothing, but they spend what they make in a sense.
Right.
And what Simeone brought out of that team, you know, they've come leaps and bounds since he's taken over. So when I see Thomas Partey playing for them, Champions League, I see his quality. I see what he can bring. He hasn't shown it for us yet. He has, yesterday against Tottenham and here and there. But Chelsea in the pre-season when he got injured, that was another, you know, good performance.
Yeah, it was.
But
actually, all of pre-season, he was key. I'm going to be honest. Apart from until he obviously got injured, I mean, me and Robbie spoke about it. Throughout the whole of pre-season, he was the man.
Head and shoulders.
He was the man. But yeah,
Partey's our best player, head and shoulders, and we will come to realise that.
Okay. Yeah, I need to be proved. I need to get on that wave. I think right now for me, Saka is our best player, and that's a big statement. He's only 20 years old. He is young. Your argument for Partey is
Partey's not the headline grabber. That's the thing. So Saka's going to be the headline grabber. Pepe headline grabber. Oba, Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard. These are the attacking players. Are the headline grabbers. But you know, Partey can do a job in the middle.
What's your favourite attribute from Partey that you? What do you like? Do you like that he wins the ball back, or he starts the attacks, or he's strong? Because if that's why you're saying the headline grabber, the reason why I'm asking you that is because I don't know. I know he's a good player, but I don't know what it's like. Okay, this is what I love about him, and this is what Arsenal are missing all the time. For me, if it's Saka, his maturity in his play, he knows when to release the ball, he knows when to take on a player. He's rapid, he's dynamic. For me, he has many attributes to say this is why I think he's very consistent as well. So yeah, but Partey, it's hard to put a finger on it.
It's hard to put a finger on asking me what it is I like about him, because I like so much about him.
Right.
But the main thing for me is, again, I'm going to go to Simeone Atletico. He's the only player we've got that has come from a well-managed, well-drilled, well-oiled side.
That's fair.
A side that, you know, can get gritty, but they can also, you know, put it on the attacking front too. He's the only player we have that's come from a side that's been successful in the past, you know, 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, that's fair.
So for me, that experience that he brings to the middle beats any other quality he has, and he has an abundance of quality.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That experience he has, for me, as he grows into this central midfield role, as he, you know, gets consistent game time, hopefully, you know, puts the injuries behind him, we'll see a top player.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. I think experience, he lives up to his experience. I think there's a lot of players in our side that have had experience but don't, you know, show that and show their professionalism and maturity in their experience. But Partey, what we saw yesterday, it's clear that he has the experience and he can deliver it and show how high and how well he can play. So yeah, I'll pick up to that.
And someone said Tierney, and then that would be my vice and captain. It would be captain either Tierney or Partey, and vice captain either Kieran Tierney or Partey. That would be my choices for captains at Arsenal Football Club. Okay,
perfect. I haven't looked back on. I haven't gone to the bottom of the chat, but I've paused it on when I asked you guys who was your man of the match, and this just goes to show how difficult it was to decide. I've got Sky here saying Tomiyasu, Japanese warrior. JM says. Okay, no, he didn't say man of the match there, but Ali Jones says Saka was man of the match. Someone different. Someone said Tomiyasu. Well, just lost it all. I saw someone say Emil Smith-Rowe in there. There's so many. Oh, someone says Ramsdale, another person who could have got man of the match. So this is what I'm saying. It was so split between everyone, even us in the office today. We really couldn't decide one man of the match because everyone had such a great game, which is really nice as a fan to have, especially after the North London derby. We've got a super chat. I don't know if I can pop it up from AT Football. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, there it is.
Oh, you can't see it there?
I can't scroll down. It's weird. You can only do. Doesn't work. Yeah, look. Apologies, people, when it was on stream. Oh, it does work. That's embarrassing.
I wish I could show you what I just had to show this guy, because it's a simple scroll bar. You click it, you scroll down, and it worked.
All right, forgive me. So AT Football, that was so bad. AT Football says, cause for optimism. What worries me is one injury at centre-back puts us in a world of trouble again. Holding and Murray, unfortunately, levels below what is needed. It's a good point. But I like Mari. I actually don't think a like for like. I don't think a like for like sub for Mari for say if Ben White goes down. I think Mari going in there. I know they're 2 left footers and all that rubbish.
And Mari's our 3rd best centre back. Nah, it's not saying much, but he's our 3rd best centre back.
Agreed.
I think Mari hasn't. He's made mistakes. Don't get me wrong, and he's been on the back end of some poor performances. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But for me, he's been an adequate third, fourth choice centre-back. Now, the problem he's had in the past 18 months is he comes into sides that are not well-oiled, not well-drilled, full of mistakes, full of clowns, so on. Now, I think the team we've seen over the last 3 games is a very different team. And I'm hoping that if you do put a Murray in there instead of Gabriel, that it doesn't change things too much.
Agreed.
Because now we've got a better base level.
Agreed.
That's what I'm hoping for. Now, with Holden and Chambers, I've seen them under Wenger, Emery, and I've seen them under Arteta. Finished. They're finished. Pablo Maria, I haven't seen him in a decent Arsenal team yet.
Agreed.
So until I see him there, I'm still happy with third, fourth choice.
I think you're right in what you said. I think Pablo Murray is third choice in centre backs. I'm not going to speak about Holden too much right now, but I think he goes in. If, like I said, if Ben White goes down and we have to put Pablo Murray in there, I don't think it's too much of a difference. I really don't. People keep saying obviously Ben White's so good with his feet, but Gabriel for me yesterday also was threading balls through the midfield and into the strikers. It wouldn't be too much of a miss if Ben White's out and Pablo Murray goes in. It depends on what opposition we're playing as well, but. Yeah, that's my opinion anyway. That's what I think.
Having a fit Thomas Partey in front of you makes a massive difference.
Big difference. Rocky's in the chat and he says that's his man of the match was Thomas Partey.
Big up Rocky, man.
Yeah, big up.
Grabbed a few classics off him recently.
Let's go into number 4. My fourth thing that we learnt from North London derby. We have leaders. Now we've been critical of the leadership qualities within the Arsenal side of recent. In my opinion, and I've struggled to find who's a real leader. Now, Aubameyang wears the captain's armband. I've got to be honest, I'm a big fan of Aubameyang. I question his leadership qualities. I always have done. But yesterday, he led by example. I can question Harry Kane's leadership qualities as well. I don't believe he's a leader, but his goals pulled him through him being the captain, I guess. He's leading by example from his goals. Aubameyang yesterday, for me, he led by example. From minute 1, his press was second to none. Him and Odegaard flying at the centre backs, closing them down, calling the players over to press with them. Obviously scoring a goal. Can tell he's influential within the team. Being a leader, I don't know, but the comment that we've put here for the number 4 is we have leaders. Mine Odegaard yesterday, hunting down this run. Love when he's running like that, pressing like a madman, calling people, demanding where you should go. Leader for me. Big up Martin Odegaard. Aaron Ramsdale, leader from the back. He stands there. When he scored, that's what I got told by one fan. I did an interview after. When we scored our first goal, he was then directing Tierney, make sure you're tight in here, make sure you're there, pointing at the players. After the first goal went in, leader for me. Yeah, Xhaka. He's a Switzerland captain. Leader qualities in there. You know what I mean? Partey, he led by example for me as well. And Saka and Kieran Tierney, I'm sure is going to be... people always say he should be the vice captain. Kieran Tierney is always vocal. There's so much evidence of it on the Arsenal channel. We see it as well. We can tell he's so passionate for the club. He's a leader in my eyes. Saka, not as vocal, but he, again, for me, leads by example. There are leaders in this club. But I know you might query the mentality, which I think is a different sort of leadership that we may not have. For me, what I saw yesterday, there was an abundance of leaders that kind of took charge. They realised it was a derby. I think the Tottenham team and Nuno, their manager, didn't really take the derby seriously. In his post-match interview, didn't seem like he realised the magnitude of the derby. I feel like we knew from minute 1.
You expect your players to know that, so I wouldn't even put it on Nuno. I'd put it more on the players, because them players know what it's about. They've been there, especially a few of them. Leaders, look, I can't lie to you, against Tottenham, it looked like everyone was a leader at one point. You know what I mean? Because when things are going your way, I feel like it's easy to lead, in a sense. Yeah. That doesn't mean that I'm, dissing them here, because I still think we talked about Tierney and Partey, and that will be my candidates for captain, vice captain. Now, you look at players like Gabriel, even Ben White. I don't know too much about them, but potentially they can become leaders. Ramsdale. He's been very vocal, he's very commanding of the box, and he speaks a lot to the players in front of him. That's something different I've seen to Leno. So maybe in a few seasons he can be a leader, but obviously quality comes first. So we need to still carry on seeing this quality, and it's not always going to be rosy like it was yesterday. because it was rosy yesterday. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, half-time, bang.
Bang, yeah.
Game done. Yeah? Now, when we're down 1-0, or when we're in a tight situation,
that's when you see the real leaders.
That's when the real leaders stand up. Now, these games prep you for that. Because these games, give you the confidence to lead. You can see players pulling around you, Odegaard's pulling the attack to press, Partey's pulling it from the middle vocally, Ramsdale's pulling it at the back. That's all good and well when you're winning, and it worked very well yesterday.
Okay, pick someone that's when we're losing, you've seen and said, okay, he's still trying to motivate. I know I've got a name in my head, but anyone that you think, okay, we've gone down, we were losing, but they still want... Tierney. I would have said Odegaard, but Tierney as well.
Yeah, you've seen that from Odegaard too. But at the same time, it's one thing looking like you're leading, and it's another thing leading a comeback or leading, a better performance, revival, whatever it is. So I feel like Xhaka looks like a good leader, but in essence, I feel like Partey is a good leader.
Oh, that is...
Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't need to... You don't need to actively show you're a leader. It should naturally come across. And I get that from Partey. And I get that from Kieran Tierney.
Yeah.
But there's been some in the side over the years that have tried too hard to come across like one.
Yeah, so like going into shoulder-to-shoulder by or 50-50 strong, then going to the crowd like, come on, instead of Partey maybe going to a player and speaking to him like, I need you to be here.
Or when we score, calling everyone over, saying like, let's all get
together for them.
But in reality, what is that? It's like you're creating a facade. Like, yes, you want to celebrate, you're happy you scored a goal, but that isn't leadership to me.
Okay.
Come, and all like...
Hold around,
leadership comes in difficult moments, and that's when you see it most. So it was rosy against Tottenham yesterday, and we showed a great deal of maturity, especially young players like Odegaard. Let's move. Brighton away, in my opinion, would be a tougher fixture.
Yeah.
So I expect to see some of those leaders step up again.
Cool, perfect, thank you. Now I'm going to quickly show you something. So there's a super chat here.
Yeah.
But I can't scroll down, so this is what I was saying.
This is where it gets techie now.
Yeah. See, so it wasn't me being. I was being a fool earlier, but I can't. Sometimes it moves mad. But anyway, let's go into this. Harry Weston says Ramsdale has been a huge breath of fresh air at the back. Always screaming at the back four and pointing out where players could do better. Top signing. I love goalkeepers, in a sense of when they make like a big save and they go mad at like the.
That save was sick.
I'm not taking anything away. That save was probably one of the saves of the season. I know it wasn't at a time where we probably would have lost the game, but the way he got up and got his fingertips and pushed it onto the bar, we were going crazy here on the watch along.
Even the one from Kane before that, was it Kane or Son just outside the box? And then he saved it towards his right.
The bottom corner,
I think it was Kane.
Yeah, so even that, like what you're saying there, he is a top signing. He's becoming a fan favourite. He even stopped yesterday. Just a little insight after the game. This was long after the game. The players, for some reason, I don't know why they were there so late, but he come round the roundabout by the Armoury and he pulled over to speak to some fans. So he's going to be a fan favourite. You can see how much he loves the fans. You see it, like when he's playing, he turns round to us, does all that. Come on. Like he's a great signing. He's a great signing.
And it's refreshing seeing that from players that I don't look at and say, stop telling me to come on before you make a mistake in the next 10 minutes. Because that's what I'm so used to. You know what I'm saying? I look at players sometimes over the last few years at the end of games coming to be like, come on.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, take it easy, because I've seen madness from you in the past. Where I do Ramsdale now, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Lokonga, Odegaard, Emil, Saka, and all these players. If they give that sort of attitude, if they give that sort of vibe, then I can fuck with that. Because it's players that haven't let man down. It's players that I believe can help change this around. So it's a very different feeling for me. Let
me ask you something. Someone spoke to me yesterday and said we got players now that are playing for the badge and not the check. Does that?
Oh, that's too premature to say.
Okay.
That's way too.
Okay, I really want to hear your opinion on that. Someone said that to me, and I was like, I hear what you're saying, because they're looking at Ramsdale, they're looking at some of the new signings, and that was probably the perfect answer. We don't know that 100% yet until.
More often than not, people play for the money nowadays. That's what football's about.
Yeah.
And then you become to love the badge and the people and the area and the fans, and then by the time you leave, you're playing for the badge.
Yeah.
Because you are Arsenal and Arsenal are you. In a sense, you've seen that from many players in the past.
But of recent, we've seen many players come in and just play for, I guess, being in London and the money and all that. So I did understand the question. Shref says, Gab, that flew up. Gab Mag has consistently been great. Our back looks strong. Partey is great. Old war horses. Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard, Saka are brilliant. Better than 100 M's headband Jack. He's obviously talking about Jack Grealish. Okay, fair. No, he's writing what he says there. I agree. AT Football says KT and Partey definitely leaders and two of the most important players. No Europe is a blessing as both are injury prone and we need them to keep them fit. We need them to stay fit. He's right there. I think having no Europe is actually, like you just said, it is a blessing. I remember Robbie speaking about it. I think it was after the Burnley game, brought up in his fan cam, and I was like, I didn't even think of that, but he's so right. No Europe, no midweek games, and I still think our team struggle with fitness. I've got to be honest, people going down in the Tottenham, in the derby. The game on Wednesday against AFC Wimbledon, we looked unfit, I'm going to be honest. So I think having no midweek games really does help us. Evan Serban says, finally I get to send a happy super chat. I'm buzzing. I feel like I can't have a bad week now. Great win yesterday. We now have something to build on. Come and join the party, bruv. Come and join us. I feel exactly the same. Buzzing. The week can't get bad really from here.
Nah, man, we ain't got no Euro to
stress us out. You know what I mean?
We're here till Brighton.
Exactly that. And we can all this week we can speak, be happy, laugh at Tottenham fans, laugh at Tottenham, and just enjoy the week. I'm on that wave. I'm on that ride. We've got a last one here, super chat from Serkan says Arteta should move away from the 4-2-3-1. Toward 4-2-4 system, having Saka and Pepe on the wings and Martinelli up front with Aubameyang. I disagree with that. I think the 4-2-3-1 has worked for us. It worked for us incredibly well yesterday. I think he is more edging towards the 4-3-3. I know he was trying to make that work. That has also worked as well. Yeah. We can't forget that. We did win some games under that new formation. He obviously returned to the 4-2-3-1 for the derby, and that's worked as well. It's good that he has the options to flip between both. It's just I need Arteta to be consistent in what he wants, and the players need to know what is expected of them. That's what I worry about. I don't want to keep chopping and changing formations, you know what I mean? It's nice to have a formation where we can be defensive and a formation where we can go out and just go for it. I think he kind of has that in the balance of the 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3. Sorry, I've spoken quite a lot there. We're going to move to the last final thing we learnt from the North London derby, and that is Daniel Ek is still showing interest in wanting the club. And the reason why we've got that up there is because I'm sure you guys are very aware, he was sat next to Pierre-Emerick yesterday, full of smiles. Obviously, Pierre-Emerick was part of the consortium that Ek was going to bring in if he buys the club. It was nice to see him there. I've seen Daniel Ek there now more times than I've seen Stan Kroenke at the club, especially this season and last season. So, for me, it was a positive sign. It was nice to see him. It was nice to show that he still cares. He is a fan after all. That is definitely a fair enough comment. People can say like he is a fan, but it shows that, I'm not giving up this battle, and we know that he is not giving up trying to buy the club.
You know what it's like? For me, it was a cherry on the cake yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it till about an hour after. Like, for me, it was a cherry on the cake. The performance, the result against Tottenham, and then to see, amongst all of the hype and the happiness, I see a picture of Daniel Ek and Thierry Henry, and that creates the conversation of he's still interested. Yeah. So it's not like you're countering the happiness of the win and performance with we still need a new owner. Daniel Ek being there with Henry,
it just adds to it.
It just adds to it, and it comes hand in hand. Yes, we won. Yes, we're happy. Yes, we're gassed. And yes, Daniel Ek is still there. So Kroenke out still. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to come with the listen, people. It's 3 points, yes, but Kroenke is still here. Because then people are like, oh, come on, Turkish, enjoy it. Don't be negative. But Daniel Ek did that, just showing up
by being there.
So I like that because it's the conversation still there. We've won 3, but it's still Kroenke out.
Yesterday was lit. Just the way you just broke that down. Everything I told you, it just came together so well yesterday. What a week. And guys, that is it for the 5 things we learnt from the North London derby. Let us know in the comments as well anything you learned or you're surprised by. Happily read it out towards the end of the show. I'm just going to do another shout out to Turkish. He's got a show tonight, The Big Six, one of the best football shows there is on YouTube. It's pinned in the comments. Make sure you check it out tonight, 10 p.m. I'll be there as well in the comments as always. I've got Will Ricketts here. I know he's a regular for you as well. Let me see his comment. It says so in Turkish, what would need to be done in January to make us able to get a top 4 finish? I say Laka being in a Calvert-Lewin type striker. I say Laka being in a Calvert, I think he's bringing in maybe.
And
Laka
bringing in.
And a quality 8 and sell El Neni. Now, how funny enough, we have these conversations in the office every day. So we had this one today. What's needed in January? And for me, it's just a striker. I think do you let Lacazette run his contract out and go for free next season? Because right now he's not going to be selected, Turkish. So he's not. I actually feel sorry for him because I like Laka, but he's probably not going to get selected. So I think we need another striker. Maybe in the 8 as well in midfield. What you just said there. I don't know about that yet, but definitely need a striker because if Aubameyang dries up his goals or he's not performing, this side struggles.
Yeah, I'd just skip January window. I don't think we
get top 4. Sorry, I missed it. I skipped over that. I don't think we can get top 4. I don't think anything we do in January. I know you're probably going to say the same thing.
Yeah, this club doesn't really conduct great business in January. So for me, I'd just wait till the summer and make sure we get who we want, how we want, rather than try and get a potential stopgap that we give a contract to at the end of the season like we've done in the past.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, January windows, I don't look at them like a window where Arsenal make real improvement or have used it to put the final piece into maybe a title challenging side or top 4 side, or you know what I mean. We've never used the January market for that. So we always use January if we're backed into a corner and we've got so many injuries and players that want to go. Like that's when we're active in January.
Well, Agent E just says that he said, which is a fair enough comment. All the dead wood almost out of the club in January. Is it more? Is it a time to move more players on? Is that something that you want to see this January window? I don't know who else. There is actually. There is.
Yeah, there's a few there still.
Hold on, let me just read the last super chat. We're going to close off. AT Football says Baklava.
Don't say baklava. Just because you're Turkish, you think it says baklava. What's going on around here, man? What's going on? It says balaclava, my guy.
No, it says, it looks like baklava. I like baklava. Hey, chill. Balaclava out for Saeed tonight. Big up the whole AFTV family. Come on, you Gunners. Turkish coming for Toby tonight. It's going to be a hot one. Will Rickett says, things we learned, honourable mention, Oba owes Cecil something nice for being security for his car last night.
And one more thing here.
Big up Cecil for
AL
that.
James says, Turkish, although we may think the grass is greener getting a new owner, but what do we actually know about Ek? How do we know he'll be any better? I would have stopped at the first sentence, James, and said, what grass? Because, you know, Kroenke's ripped us to shreds. So you don't know whether a new owner will bring success and will bring ambition, but what we do know is our current owner will not. So I'm willing to find out about it next. It's the same way you sign a top player, you don't know that top player is going to help you achieve a challenge for the title or a league title. A top manager, you don't know for sure they're going to do it until you bring them in and see. Same goes for the owner. So
it's always nice to end on a classic Turkish Kroenke out breakdown. I'm always happy to end that way. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow on AFTV News Daily. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Thank you for watching.
Love for the love.
Peace.